Boom. What's up, guys? Hey, welcome back to Proud Souls Barbecue, live from the Modern Eater, live at Proud Souls Tailgate Show. We're here. We got a nice crowd tonight. Yeah. Boom. Everybody's fired up about Bronco football. Everybody's still fired up about the Buffs. And as always, War Eagle. So right here from Proud Souls. So here's what we're going to do tonight, right? We're going to do a bacon sausage fatty. So what in the hell is a bacon sausage fatty? Boom. It's fat. It's sausage. It's bacon. It's cheese. It's onion. It's peppers. What else do you want, right? So if you guys are excited about that, let me get a War Eagle. Oh, all right, I had to try my luck. All right, so cool. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to call up my guy, Josh, from Proud Souls. We're going to talk about how do you make this, right? What is it supposed to look like? So imagine this, right? So when I'm thinking tailgate food, when I'm thinking Saturdays, when I'm thinking cocktails and everything, I like fat, right? I like sausage. I love bacon, period, and I like some cheese, all right? So here's what it consists of. It consists of, honestly, I hate to say it, the cheapest, thinnest bacon you can buy, right? I hate to say it. But, and with that said, I'm going to include it with some of the best sausage known to man. Rome sausage, available at Proud Souls Barbecue. Chris Johnson, local Denver guy, makes an incredible brat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that brat, we're going to cut the casing, we're going to split it open. We're going to put it into a Ziploc bag, we're going to flatten it out. Josh is going to start making a bacon braid now. And so what is a bacon braid? That's the glue that holds this whole love child together, okay? So it's going to be exactly what it is. We're going to weave bacon up, we're going to weave bacon open, and that's going to be basically our bed of love, right? So we're going to spread out about, probably about a 1/4 inch of Rome sausage. We're going to spread that out. We're going to get some cheese. So when I think about cheese, what cheese do you guys like? Who? Cheddar, all right? So the young lady in the front says cheddar, all right? So for all my at-home listeners, I'm going to kind of repeat everything. That way these guys know what we're talking about. So when we're talking about what kind of cheese do we like, she likes cheddar. I love cheddar. So here is why I would not use cheddar in this particular dish. Cheddar historically has a higher melting point than other cheeses, such as like a soft cheese like mozzarella Gouda. So for me, what I chose tonight was a Colby Jack. Same that coincidentally Josh chose, because we have a little bit of time to do it. We don't want to dry it out, and whenever we cut it, we want it to kind of look like a cheese volcano. So it's strictly aesthetic as far as that's concerned. We want to look cool on Facebook. We want to look good on social media. I want to be able to put a filter on it and wow my neighborhood, right? Or my tailgate party. So we're going to use the Colby Jack as far as that's concerned. So what Josh is doing right now, basically we took 1 pound of bacon. He's going to lay it out in 8 tight strips. All right, so we don't want a lot of gaps, right? So imagine we have 8 strips of bacon, and roughly a pound of bacon, you have 16 slices. So how many ounces are in a pound? Not all at once. I didn't say you guys are smart, but you're here. So we'll make it work, right? So we're going 8 north to south, and we're going to go 8 east to west, okay? So within that, visually, kind of mentally, do your checks and balances. He's going up one way, under another, and vice versa, right? So it should take him, Josh, how many times have you done this?
This is my first time ever doing it.
Honestly. So honestly, the reason I chose Josh on this, I asked him, I was like, hey, man, like, are you good with this? He's like, I saw it on YouTube. So I think we've all seen it on YouTube, right? But so this will kind of give you guys an at-home estimation on how long this should take. It should take you, I would say, no longer than 5 minutes, okay? So while he's doing that, we'll go ahead and talk about how do we cook this? How do we present this, okay? So we'll go ahead, once we make the bacon weave, we'll put a pate roughly of a 1/4 inch of sausage of your choosing. It doesn't have to be brats. I've done this with hot Italian. I've spread down marinara sauce over it. I've made it like a supreme pizza. I know Miss Rose Roberts here in our second row. Heavy Italian, right? Oh, yeah. So she likes the red gravy, right? So you can do it like that. So just know your audience, know your people at home, and make it fun for your group. I think that's what Tailgates is about. If you're a Bronco fan, I challenge you, I use sausage tonight. Instead, use bison, okay? But when you're using bison, be cognizant that, you know what? Bison is traditionally lean. So if you're going to put this on your smoker at 250 for 2.5, 3 hours, it's probably not going to be what you want. So I would introduce that with some pork. So you always want to introduce some sort of fat, and fat acts as a binder, and that's what will ultimately create success. If you only were to use a bison per se, you would probably crack, have leaks. It wouldn't be good, okay? So what I did, once I did that, I went ahead. I'm not a chef, but I just roughly did some chops of green peppers and just yellow onion. Nothing fancy. Honestly, I didn't even reduce these today. I just put them in there because I want the meat to be the star of the show, so I'm not going heavy on the veggies. I'm going light, right? I did put about 3/4 pound of cheese in this thing. It looks like a small baby. I could cradle it for all my at-home listeners. So Josh is making great progress. So just go ahead and lift up your cutting board so they can kind of see what you're looking at. So right now he's about 1/3 of the way done. Keep cranking it out, brother, and we'll be good. So I'm going to give all my at-home people kind of a snapshot of the end product. So what I want you guys, since I'm mic'd up, you're now mic'd up. What does this look like? Where am I? How does this look, guys? It looks good, right? So whenever I think about this, if I was to use a thicker bacon, honestly, I would never really be able to render that. So you have to think of what's in your best interest. So I'm getting all my fat, honestly, from the inside of that Rome sausage meat. So just look at that. I'm dripping all over the place. We got a guy. It's me. It's me. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. So this is roughly 2 pounds of actual sausage to 1 pound of bacon to 3/4 pound cheese, and then the least amount of vegetables I can legally get away with putting in there because they suck, right? But I hate veggies, sorry. This is a barbecue shop, and that's about it. So the reason I put the veggies in there, right, is whenever I lived in Wisconsin for a little bit, these guys think they're the cheeseheads and the beer brat guys. So I do like a nice little crunch in there. I think the crunch from the vegetables, although we're not veggie people per se, we're carnivores, introduces a nice crunch, which is why I chose not to reduce the veggies ahead of time. And I put such little in there, if I wanted to stuff it and make like a supreme pizza, I would probably reduce it because that means I'm loading it full of vegetables, and vegetables are loaded full of what? Water, right? So water could potentially make my bacon a little bit rubbery, and it could throw off my texture. So Josh is wrapping things up here. As far as our bacon braid, he successfully did it. Give him a round of applause. First time guy. First time on the show, long time listener, recent employee. So yeah, so good job. So here's the way it should look. I'm going to say 5 minutes, 1 second. Joking. What do you think, Josh?
Not bad for the first round.
No, I give him that. So here's the way it should look. You want it tight, right? You don't want a lot of loose puzzles. You don't want a lot of loose anything. So go ahead and grab our brats, Josh, and grab this Ziploc bag. So this Ziploc bag is honestly the trick. This will save you so much time and headache. So what Josh is going to do, he's going to go ahead and score down one side. He's going to squeeze out the guts of the pork because we're not going to use the casing, and that way it's going to be all natural pork. So then what we're going to do is he's going to dump it all in here. We're going to smash it out. So if you're at home listening, what is this dude talking about smashing what out, whatever? Basically, imagine a gallon Ziploc bag. We're going to squeeze the pork into that. We're going to spread it out evenly, and that will be the same dimensions, coincidentally, of our bacon braid, right? So then we'll go ahead and cut out our bacon braid and lay it directly on top of the bacon, put the cheese on top, put the peppers, the onions, and we're going to roll it on itself, and it will mimic roughly a 8-inch wide loaf by probably 4 inches on top, okay? So that way you at-home people can do it. You can slice it. You'll go ahead and slice it. You'll slice it like a rib, slice it like a roast. The cool thing is you can get creative. So now that we're getting to the fall flavors, the best fatty I have ever made, in my opinion, was with some sage sausage, a little bit of spicy sausage. I did it the same way. I chose not to wrap in bacon, but I used the Granny Smith apple with a little bit of dried cranberry, and it tasted like Thanksgiving, added with a little bit of mild white cheddar, and it was fantastic. So what did I do with that? I went ahead and sliced it up. It's just me and my wife, so we can eat a whole bunch. We have leftovers. I went ahead and pan-fried it the next day, put it on some homemade biscuits, throw some of Granny's grape jelly on there. Granny's is the best. And it was incredible. So you can repurpose stuff. You can do this with Tony's chili. You can use it with Dan's eggs. So the same thing. Imagine sausage, eggs. You can take some of his pre-cooked eggs, put it inside there with some cheese, some mushrooms, anything you want, roll it up, smoke it. You know everything is already cooked, and now you're just getting it hot. So, Chris, how do I know whenever my fatty is done? So remember we talked about it. The only raw product on this entire deal is, 1, your bacon, right? And 2, your sausage. We already discussed we're talking 1/4 inch worth of sausage. So sausage is good at roughly 150 to 155, okay? That takes as long as it takes for you to brown your bacon.